Thunder roared over the sleeping city as lightning split the sky like a warning from above. Streets turned into rivers, and the wind howled through narrow alleys. In the middle of it all ran Amira, her dupatta soaked, her feet bare, her heart pounding with terror. Her voice cracked through the storm, "Noor. Noor, where are you?" Just an hour ago, Amira had been smiling at her baby's laughter in the crowded market. She had placed Noor's basket near a shop wall to buy an umbrella. But in those few moments, just seconds, the nightmare began. When she turned back, the basket was gone. Her baby was gone. People shouted, shops shut their doors, the rain grew heavier, and the street emptied. Amira ran from one corner to another, calling Noor's name until her voice broke. She asked strangers, searched every shadow, but the storm only answered with silence. Her trembling hands reached out to every passing face, begging, "Please, have you seen my baby?" But there was no reply. Just rain. Just despair. She fell to her knees on the flooded street, clutching the air as if it could bring Noor back. Her tears mixed with the rain as she whispered into the night, "Please, don't let her be alone. Please, God, keep her safe." Miles away, under a flickering streetlight, a man named Irfan was heading home. A poor woodcutter with rough hands and weary eyes, his life had been nothing but struggle. He had no family, no laughter, and no warmth waiting for him, only the echo of solitude. But that night, fate had something else planned. Through the noise of the storm, Irfan heard something, faint, distant, but unmistakable. A baby's cry. He stopped. Again, a cry, desperate, frightened. He followed the sound down a dark alley and found a small basket half buried under debris, the blanket inside soaked but moving slightly. He pulled it open, a tiny baby, shivering, her face pale, her lips trembling. Irfan's eyes widened, his heart froze for a second, then melted. Without hesitation, he took off his coat, wrapped her carefully, and whispered, "Don't cry, little one, you're safe now." That night, in a world roaring with chaos, a broken man found purpose, and a lost child found protection. Years passed like pages in a book Amira could never close. Every morning she woke with hope, and every night she slept with tears. Her home was silent, no baby's laughter, no footsteps, just the echo of memories she could never let go of. The storm had not only taken her daughter, it had taken her peace. Her husband, consumed by anger and grief, walked away, leaving her to face the pain alone. But Amira never stopped believing. Somewhere in her heart, she knew her Noor was alive. Every prayer, every tear, carried the same wish, "Please, let her be safe." While one heart broke in longing, another found new life in love. Irfan, the lonely woodcutter, became a father. He named the baby Hira, meaning precious stone, because she was exactly that, the gem he never thought he'd find. From the moment he held her, his world changed. Days that once felt empty were now filled with laughter. Irfan worked harder than ever, chopping wood, selling logs, and saving every coin to give Hira a better life. He stitched her clothes by hand, taught her to read from old newspapers, and told her stories by the firelight about courage, faith, and kindness. "Remember this, Hira," he would say softly, "even when life is cruel, kindness is never wasted. It always finds its way back." And Hira listened. She grew up gentle and humble, always helping others, feeding stray cats, sharing her food with hungry children, and caring for her father when he was sick. The people in their small town often said, "That girl has a light in her eyes, like she's meant for something bigger." As Hira entered her teenage years, Irfan's health began to fade. Still, he smiled every time she looked at him. "You were my blessing," he'd whisper. "The best thing this world ever gave me." One day, as part of her studies, Hira joined a hospital as a volunteer. There, fate stirred again. She met a kind but sorrowful nurse, Amira. Something in Amira's eyes made Hira pause. The nurse felt it too, an invisible thread connecting them. The way Hira smiled, the softness in her voice, even the small birthmark on her left hand, all of it felt hauntingly familiar. Amira couldn't sleep that night. Her hands trembled as she held the pendant Hira had shown her, the same silver pendant engraved with the name Noor. It was the one she had tied around her baby's neck the night she vanished. Every heartbeat screamed the same truth, "This is my daughter." At sunrise, with tears blurring her vision, Amira rushed through the narrow streets to the small wooden house Hira had described. Her heart pounded as she reached the old door. She hesitated for a moment, afraid of what she might find, then knocked. Irfan opened the door, surprised to see a woman crying in the morning light. "Who are you?" he asked gently. Amira's voice broke. "Where is the girl you found in the storm?" Hira appeared behind him, confused by the tension. Amira's eyes filled with emotion as she whispered, "My baby, my Noor." The room fell silent. Irfan froze, realizing the truth he had never known. His heart sank, not out of guilt, but out of fear that he might lose the only person who made his life meaningful. He spoke softly, his voice trembling, "Madam, I didn't steal her. I found her that night, alone, crying, almost dying. I thought she was abandoned. I took her in, fed her, raised her with whatever love I had." Amira's tears fell harder. She looked around the small house, the handmade toys, the neatly folded clothes, the warmth that filled every corner. This man had given Noor the life she prayed for all these years. She stepped closer, her anger melting into gratitude. "You didn't take my daughter," she said softly. "You gave her life when I couldn't. You were her guardian when the world forgot her." Hira stood between them, crying. "I don't know what to say," she whispered. "You both loved me in your own ways. You both are my parents." At that moment, the pain of the past dissolved into something greater, forgiveness. Amira and Irfan hugged, both crying, two souls who had lost everything but found healing in kindness. From that day on, they lived not as strangers but as family. Noor became the bridge between two hearts, proof that love and kindness never fail. Years later, Noor shared her story with the world. Kindness may not change the past, but it can heal every wound it leaves behind.